Welcome to the video tour of the Temple Grandin Equine Center. This video will be geared towards our volunteers here at Front Range Exceptional Equestrians. Let's get started. Alright everyone, so here is the entrance to get to the new Temple Grandin Equine Center. As you can see, over there is the entrance you guys have been using to get to the Adams Atkinson Arena. You can see where the cars are coming in. So you can still use that entrance and then drive across this parking lot here to get to the Temple Grandin parking lot. You'll just have to drive in front of the big VW Picket building here. You can also use this second entrance gate that will be open, located just a little bit north of the first entrance, that will lead you straight into the TGEC parking lot. We have plenty of parking here, including several handicap spaces. And then, if you turn around, here is the Temple Grandin Equine Center, or TGEC. This door right here is going to be our main entrance. There are a few others here, but those are mainly for CSU students using the classroom spaces. So our entrance is the double doors with the sign above it. We still have all of our COVID procedures in place, so please remember to put your mask on before entering the building. Make sure it's covering your nose, and then you can head on in. On the right, as you enter the building, a staff member or volunteer will meet you to get your paperwork signed and your temperature taken before going farther into the building. This will be so much nicer than trying to sign our paperwork on our clipboard with the wind blowing, don't you think? After you sign your paperwork and get your temperature taken, we ask that everyone coming into the building please stop in the restroom located just a little ways down the hall and wash their hands. Only participants and individuals that have gone through volunteer training will be allowed past the helmet area, except in cases of emergency. This viewing area, directly off the reception area, has several seating options, as well as a window to the arena so you can still watch your rider. We ask that all families with young children not in lessons use this viewing area. The second viewing area, located to the left of the first, is larger and open to the arena. Please maintain social distancing with others in all seating areas. Since this area is open to the arena, we ask that anybody utilizing this space is quiet and seated. Please no climbing or leaning on the arena railing. Volunteers, once you have your hands washed, you may proceed down this hallway to access the helmet/waiting area, barn, cross ties, and arena. Through this door is the helmet/waiting area. Sidewalkers, this is where you will meet your rider each week and help them get their helmet on. All participants need to be wearing their helmet and have instructor permission before proceeding through the gray gate. All volunteers, when you arrive, you may go right through the gate to the cross tie area to check in with your instructor. Please remember to close the gate behind you. This white door leads to the mounting platform and is always locked from this side to prevent interruption to the mounting process. As you proceed down the ramp, please be slow and quiet to make sure you don't startle any horses that might be in the cross tie area. When you arrive, the cross tie should look like this, with tack and grooming equipment set out for each horse. Next to the cross tie area is our tack room. As you enter, on the left there is a table with some bottles of bleach cleaning solution spray that can be used on cross ties, gates, and other hard surfaces. On the shelves next to the table are grooming boxes labeled with each horse's name. The taller shelves are used for additional storage. Next you'll find the saddle pad rack. After use in a lesson, all saddle pads should go in the dirty saddle pad bin to be washed. Then we have the saddle racks. All saddles have been relabeled with letters and numbers, so please be sure to get saddles back in the right spot with their saddle covers on after being cleaned following a lesson. The girths hang in between the saddle racks and are hung up from the shortest on the left to the longest on the right. On the wall to the right of the saddle racks are hooks with each horse's name. Each hook has a halter, bridle, and handhold labeled with the horse's name. Again, please be sure everything gets put away on the correct hook. If a tag is missing, please notify your instructor or Jessie. The unlabeled hooks to the right are to store the horse's blankets during lessons. Our first aid kits are on the top of this shelf, blue for horses and red for people. On the next shelf down, you will find our tack cleaning bucket with sponges and saddle soap, as well as disinfecting wipes and more cleaning spray. There are a few extra masks here, but please try to remember to bring your own. The next shelf down is mostly used for independent study students, so please don't use anything on this shelf unless you have permission. The next shelf is where our foam riser pads and half pads live. Remember, these pads do not go in the dirty saddle pad bin, they just get disinfected and returned to the shelf after use. Across from the tack room there will always be a wheelbarrow to clean up manure after lessons. If you go through the big sliding door from the arena cross tie area, you will be in the barn. Here to your left are the volunteer lockers. This is where you, as a volunteer, can store your phone, water bottle, keys, or jacket. If you put your phone in a locker, please make sure it is on silent so as not to disrupt a lesson. Space is limited, so if you are comfortable, please consider sharing a locker with a friend, and don't forget to remove all items before heading home. Also through the sliding barn door is the tack cleaning area where everything except saddle pads should go after use in a lesson. Just beyond the tack cleaning area, you will find the stalls. No horses are currently living in the barn. However, here in stall number 1, you will find large arena equipment, such as the basketball net, barrels, ring poles, ground poles, and cones. Please make sure to get everything put back neatly after each lesson. If you proceed down the barn aisle to the left or south, this big door is the one that we will go out to catch horses and bring them in for lessons. At the end of the barn aisle, there is also this feed and equipment room. This is where the brooms, shovels, and manure forks are stored. Please don't touch the hay, shavings, or grain bins unless asked to do so. All the tools we will need are hung on the wall to the right when you walk in. As we just saw, when the horses come in, they will walk down the barn aisle and turn right to head to the cross tie area. Make sure all doors are open wide when horses are being led through. When horses are in the grooming area, they might be cross-tied like Maverick is here. The quick release snaps function by pulling this little square piece with the arrow down and away. The cross tie should hook to the square ring on the horse's halter and should never be attached to a bridle. Once cross-tied, the horse's lead rope can be removed. Horses can also be tied in this grooming area. Please remember to always use a quick release knot when tying our horses. In classes where 4 or more horses are used, 1 or more horses may need to be tied inside the arena for grooming and tacking. Please tie to the top rail of the arena fence for these horses. This small gate is for human use only. No horses through this gate, please, even if they're ponies. When bringing horses into the arena from the cross ties, please make sure to check that nobody else is headed towards the arena so we don't have a traffic jam at the gate, and make sure the double gates are open wide. To access the mounting platform, horse leaders will use this gate. Please wait at this gate for the instructor's go-ahead before entering the mounting area. For best results, horse leaders should lead horses into the mounting area from the off side or right side to allow the horse to get close enough to the walls to get into position. Be sure to go slow, especially with the bigger horses, as it is a tight turn for them. Most of our horses will need to swing their head over part of the ramp to get close enough to the platform. As always, make sure your horse is square and settled so the rider can mount safely. The instructor will do a tack check just inside the arena gate. At the end of the lesson, most riders will dismount at this gate, and then they can either exit this way, back up the ramp, or this way, up the stairs. Either way will lead them back to the helmet area. Sidewalkers, please make sure your rider finds their parent or caregiver if applicable before coming back to the arena to help clean up. In case of emergency, there are 3 fire extinguishers in the building, one here in the arena, one here in the barn on the wall just past the volunteer lockers, and one here just outside the helmet room, across from the family bathroom. In this open office down the hall, there is also an additional first aid kit. And across from the bathrooms and water fountain is the AED. In the event of an emergency, you as a volunteer may be asked to run and get the AED and call 911. For more information about sidewalking or horse leading, check out our other videos. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to our volunteer coordinator or program manager. The horses are ready, and we are so excited to share this new space with all of you. See you soon!